in the Middle East. Has the world only eyes and the capacity to focus on one conflict at a time? Is that what you also, is that what you sense?
Yeah, this is what I see. 20 years ago, I was the Under-Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs in the United Nations. I went here with Kofi Annan, the Secretary General, the President of the United States, George Bush, the Prime Minister of the UK, Tony Blair, the French President, the EU Commission, all were seized by Darfur at the time. It was on the agenda every month, and there was no lack of resources for the aid operation. That crisis 20 years ago, when there was also ethnic cleansing in Darfur, is 1/3 of the size of the problem that we see today. So yes, I mean, the attention is drained to Ukraine and Gaza, where it is horrific, and public opinion, decision makers, parliaments are obsessed with domestic issues, nationalism. International solidarity is not what it was. So we had to fight for the people here because they deserve help. It's one of the biggest crises in a generation, the one we're seeing in Sudan and the neighboring countries.
We've heard a messaging from one of our listeners, Dauda Kamara in the Gambia, saying the deteriorating security situation in Sudan needs urgent continental solution as well as global. You also mentioned that we need a solution. What is the solution, briefly, if you may?
Yeah, number one, those countries who have brought fuel to this fire must stop. There is no lack of arms for these generals who are tearing their own country apart and fighting to the last woman and child. And then there needs to be robust mediation, pressure from the neighboring countries. The Gulf countries have to pull together in the direction of peace, and the Western countries as well.
All right. Jan Egeland, always a pleasure to have you on Newsday. He is the Secretary General of the Norwegian Refugee Council. We're speaking about the refugee situation by Sudanese refugees who are in neighboring Chad. This is Newsday here on the BBC World Service with Luke and Vic. Do stay with us if you can.
This is the BBC World Service, continuing the story of the Wyoming Black 14. The 13 African-American players of the University of Wyoming's Cowboys football team have made a decision. Wearing black armbands, they will